When we think of the Roman Empire, we often picture its dramatic collapse. But what if I told you that half of the Roman Empire didn't fall? It survived, thrived, and lasted for another 1,000 years. Welcome to the story of the Byzantine Empire, the powerful Eastern Roman Empire that shaped the course of history. It all begins in the year 285 AD. The Roman Empire was enormous, sprawling, and incredibly difficult to manage. Emperor Diocletian came up with a radical solution. He split it in two. He created the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. While the West struggled with invasions and internal strife, the East was a different story. It was wealthier, more urbanized, and strategically easier to defend. This division set the stage for one half of Rome to fade, while the other rose to new heights. A few decades later, in 330 AD, Emperor Constantine the Great made a decision that would change the world. He took an ancient Greek city called Byzantium, located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, and rebuilt it into a magnificent new capital. He named it New Rome, but everyone soon called it Constantinople, the city of Constantine. This wasn't just any city. It was protected by massive walls on land and surrounded by water on three sides. Its strategic location made it the perfect hub for trade, controlling the routes between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean. Constantinople quickly became the beating heart of the Eastern Empire. So, what made the Byzantine Empire so resilient? A huge part of it was its incredibly effective government. Unlike the chaotic West, the Byzantines had a highly organized and sophisticated administrative system. They had a class of skilled, educated civil servants who kept the empire running smoothly. They had a unified legal code that applied to everyone, and a highly efficient tax system that funded their armies and grand construction projects. At the top was the emperor, who wielded absolute power, seen as God's chosen representative on earth. This strong, centralized government provided stability that allowed the empire to endure for centuries. But the Byzantine Empire wasn't just Roman. It was a unique blend of cultures. It inherited Roman law and government, but its language and culture were predominantly Greek. And at its core was a new, powerful force: Christianity. Christianity wasn't just a religion. It became the state religion, deeply intertwined with politics and daily life. Over time, this led to the development of Eastern Orthodox Christianity, which became a defining feature of Byzantine identity. This fusion of Greek, Roman, and Christian traditions created a vibrant and unique culture, producing some of the most stunning art the world has ever seen, like intricate mosaics and hauntingly beautiful icons. Now, if we have to pick one emperor who truly defined the Byzantine Golden Age, it has to be Justinian the Great, who reigned from 527 to 565 AD. Justinian was a man of immense ambition. He dreamed of restoring the Roman Empire to its former glory. His brilliant general Belisarius led campaigns that reconquered vast territories, including Italy, North Africa, and parts of Spain. But Justinian wasn't just a conqueror. He was also a visionary builder and a reformer. He commissioned the construction of the Hagia Sophia, a church so breathtaking it was considered the pinnacle of architectural achievement for 1,000 years. Its massive dome seemed to float on a cascade of light, a symbol of divine wisdom. Justinian's most lasting legacy, however, might be his legal work. He ordered a massive overhaul of Roman law, which had become a confusing mess over the centuries. The result was the Corpus Juris Civilis, or the Justinian Code. This comprehensive collection of laws became the foundation for legal systems across much of Europe for centuries to come. It organized laws on everything from marriage and property to crime and punishment, strengthening the power of the emperor and creating a more just and orderly society. But Justinian didn't rule alone. Beside him was one of the most remarkable women in history, Empress Theodora. Theodora came from a humble background, but her intelligence, charisma, and iron will made her Justinian's most trusted advisor. She was his coroller in all but name. She championed laws that expanded the rights of women, giving them more control over their property and better protection in divorce. Her most famous moment came during the Nika riots, a massive uprising that nearly toppled Justinian's throne. While his advisors urged him to flee, Theodora stood firm. She famously declared that royalty is a fine burial shroud, convincing Justinian to stay and crush the rebellion. Without her, the golden age of Justinian might have ended before it truly began. An empire this powerful needed a formidable military, and the Byzantines delivered. Their army was well trained, disciplined, and technologically advanced. They were masters of defensive warfare and diplomacy, often playing their enemies against each other. Their navy was legendary, thanks to a secret weapon known as Greek fire. This mysterious incendiary substance could be sprayed from ships and would burn even on water. It struck terror into the hearts of their enemies and gave the Byzantine navy a decisive edge in sea battles. The empire also employed elite mercenary units, the most famous being the Varangian Guard, fierce Viking warriors who served as the emperor's personal bodyguards, renowned for their loyalty and ferocity. This military and political stability fueled incredible economic prosperity. Constantinople was the wealthiest city in the medieval world. Its markets overflowed with silks from China, spices from India, furs from Russia, and ivory from Africa. The Byzantines learned the secret of silk production from China, breaking the monopoly and creating a hugely profitable industry of their own. They minted a stable gold coin, the solidis, which became the standard international currency for centuries. This immense wealth funded the empire's armies, its magnificent art and architecture, and a standard of living that was unmatched in Europe at the time. All these factors: a strategic capital, strong government, a unifying religion, brilliant leadership, military might, and economic prosperity came together to create what we now call the Golden Age of the Byzantine Empire. This was a period of incredible cultural and intellectual achievement. While Western Europe was struggling through the Dark Ages, Byzantine scholars were preserving the priceless knowledge of ancient Greece and Rome. They copied and studied the works of Plato, Aristotle, and Homer, ensuring they would not be lost to history. This preservation of classical knowledge would later fuel the Renaissance in Europe. So, the next time you think about the Roman legacy, remember they were the shield of Europe for 1,000 years, a beacon of civilization that preserved the past and paved the way for the future. Their influence is still felt today in our laws, our art, and our religion. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into the Byzantine Empire fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into history. See you next time.